Isn't Mitt Romney more vulnerable than the president on this issue? Because there still is the whole question of private equity, of outsourcing. You can argue about when he left Bain Capital and, you know, whether he was still getting money from Bain Capital and what some of the companies in Bain were doing. Companies that did end up working overseas and sending jobs overseas. But isn't it a bigger problem for Republicans than for the White House?
No. When you said $500 million to Fisker and it goes to Finland immediately, when you send the solar money and it goes to Mexico, when you send the turbine money and it goes to Denmark, and we can go on all day, there's $29 billion worth of purchases that came out of this administration, outsourced jobs to foreign countries. Mitt Romney outsourced zero. Obama outsourced
zero?
29. Zero. He wasn't there when those issues came up.
Well, first of all, the $29 billion are not all outsourced from the administration, because
sure they are.
A lot of those jobs still remained here. There are jobs when you do a grant. Governor, there are jobs here as well as overseas.
You're struggling, Andrea. You're struggling.
Well, first of all, these are competing claims, and we will get back to you with all of the numbers. But the point is,
let's talk about the 3% you brought up. You want to talk numbers?
Let's talk about the Joint Committee on Taxation and Glenn Kessler in the Washington Post.
But that 3% represents the group of small businesses that create the bulk of the jobs under small businesses. They're the larger ones. So they don't create 3% of the jobs. It means 3% of the small businesses, which create the majority of the jobs. So give all the numbers. That's not what the
Joint Committee on Taxation
said, it is. Sir. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. They create most of the jobs involved.
That is not what Glenn Kessler with the Washington Post or the Joint Committee on Taxation said. They said that only 3% of the small businesses are correctly categorized as small businesses and are affected by this tax proposal.
That's right. But they are the bigger ones, and it's the bigger ones that create most of the jobs.